Welcome back to another edition of Fly Tying with Jim Misiura. Today we're going to tie an Isonychia Nymph. The hook I have in the vise is a 200R size 12, and this is a curved shank hook. You can use a straight shank, something like a 5262, and a size 12. Use this curved shank, just give a little bit of a curve to it. We're going to start out. I'm going to put some weight on this, not a lot. I'm going to use 15 thousandths lead-free wire, and I'm going to put about 15 wraps on there. I'm going to start it just in front of the point of the hook and bring that up. We want to leave a space at the head there. I'm going to use 8/0 black thread. Going to start the thread behind the eye and secure the lead wraps. Go back and forth on them once or twice. And then I'm going to bring that thread back down around the curve slightly, just about to where it would hang at the barb of the hook. We're going to start out with the tail. For the tail, I have 3 strands of Peacock Herl, and I'm going to tie them in. I'm going to butt the butt sections up to the lead wraps there, just to kind of help give a little bit of a taper in back of those lead wraps, and bring that thread back. Now we're going to have really long Peacock Herl there. We're just going to make a short tail. They have nice short tails, and we're going to make the tail about the size of the hook gap. Now we're going to tie a rib in, and for the rib I have a small or fine copper wire. We're going to tie that in. Going to keep that on the side. And now with Isonychias, you can make them with or without the white stripe on it. I'm going to make it with it. And here I have just a Hackle stem. This is from a cream Hackle. You can use just about any kind of Hackle stem. I'm going to start it up near the lead wraps, and then I'm going to bring it back because we want to make sure that we get that right on top when we're done. Just move that a little bit forward for dubbing purposes. Now I'm going to take my dubbing, and this is 1/3 Claret wool and 2/3 Beaver, a nice gray color, and you blend them together. And we're going to make our noodle, and we're going to see how far that'll go. I'm going to bring the thread back right to that rear section, and then we're going to bring that forward. We don't have to worry about the guard hairs on the Beaver right now. We could just cut them out. I'm going to put a little bit more on there. And we want to come up about 2/3 the length of the body. Now I'm going to take that Hackle stem, and I'm going to hold that down. I'm going to hold it a little bit towards my side, and we're going to get that in there pretty tight. I'm moving it a little bit more towards my side, you can see there, because when we wrap the rib, it's going to pull it away from me. And I'm going to remove that excess. I'm going to take the rib, and we're going to palmer that forward. And my piece of copper wire isn't real big, so. And we're going to tie that down. And we'll go ahead and helicopter that off. Now for the wing case, we're going to take turkey tail. And we're going to trim that, cut a piece about, and we're going to cut a piece about a little bit more than a quarter. And we're going to tie that in. Start at the front, and as I come back, I want to get that even right on top. Now for the thorax, we're going to use the same dubbing. The 1/3 Claret, and that is Claret roving, wool roving that I actually used, and 2/3 Beaver. You can get that wool roving from any craft store. Get it in lots of different colors. We're going to go ahead and wrap that thorax. And I'm about 2/3 of the way with that thorax. I'm going to put a little bit more on, but first I'm going to put the legs on. For the legs, I'm going to use a partridge feather. And I cut the tip off it. Going to hold that right on top. And we're going to go ahead and tie that in. We want to make sure that those legs are on the side. And we can trim off the excess. Clean up that head there a little bit. Now I'm going to take just a small pinch more of the dubbing. Now we're going to take our turkey, we're going to fold that over and tie that in. Give that about 3 wraps, then I'm going to lift it up and put some wraps in front of it to help hold it away from the eye. Then we're going to trim that off nice and close. And we'll clean up the head, form the head and clean up that area. Take my whip finish. Give it about 3-turn whip finish. Trim that off. Take a little bit of head cement. Put a little bit of head cement on the head. And then if you think you got head cement in the eye of the hook, go ahead and run a feather through that. And here we have an Isonychia Nymph. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends, leave comments, questions, suggestions, and most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.